right, you are tuned in to the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area, 103.5 WAWL. This is Walk the Beat Radio. I am your host for today, Elijah Russ, and I am in studio with the Apollo Affair.
Hello.
Hey. Hi. How are you guys?
We are great. We're happy to be back over in Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Seems a little early for you guys.
It is quite early.
Just got in from Madison last night, 2 a.m, something like
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
I
no,
was
no.
telling Chris, I'm like, dude, musicians are not morning people. Like, why do we do this?
Yep. Yeah.
Radio shows are always in the morning, too. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's never like a mid-afternoon people tuning in. Like, yeah. But
Right. So do you guys have like normal day jobs? That's why you drove? So,
yeah.
yeah.
I teach elementary school music over in Wisconsin. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
I
cool.
Occasionally work third shift stocking shelves at a grocery store.
So you guys are doing Wostock today. I saw that on your
Yep.
We are.
page. Cool. I like Wostock. It's cool over there.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good time. There are a lot of great bands playing there. We're actually going on right after Brother Adams tonight on the same stage. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing them. And, well, even though it's going to be like from the wings, like waiting to come on. A lot of different great bands I'm glad that, all the different artists are able to dedicate some time to something that's such a great cause and helping CTE, the organization at West Ottawa, to set up computer stations over in Africa and help with that. It's really phenomenal what they do.
That's cool. So wait, explain that to me a little bit. I don't know about CTE or any of that.
I'm going to mess up the acronym, but I think it's like Cultural, Technological, Environmental Exchange, something along those lines. And
Nailed it.
got it? I got it? All right, cool. I'm trying to remember from, 10 years ago when I was in high school. But they basically they take computers from various, schools and things like that are older. They refurbish them, they set them up, and they bring them over to Africa. They know they've done a lot of work in Cameroon, setting up computer stations and then providing other aid, whether, it's medicine, things along those lines, for people over there who are in need. And I think it's just a phenomenal program to bring over students once every, 2 or 3 years to do a really big push and, make it really worth their time.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And so Wostock is kind of like a fundraiser for that?
Yeah. Like all the proceeds from it go directly to their cause.
Nice.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
been that way? That's been...
Yeah, what is this?
didn't know
Probably
that.
14 years?
Yeah.
I remember doing it when it was, still second or third year was the first year I did it. I will always gladly come back. And, it's something that I make sure that I'm like, all right, it's usually the second or third weekend in March. I got to make sure my calendar is clear right then so that I'm ready to go.
Right.
I always love making it over. It's a great place also for music fans where, a lot of places, you don't have the all ages venues. I think West Michigan's pretty good about it. But I'm, coming where we're from, you got to be, 18 and up, 21 up at venues, where you're not getting as much music. But this is a great place for musicians to reach a lot of high school kids.
Yeah, and
Not
even
only
younger.
not even just West Ottawa, but a lot of different high schools come over. People from Grand Haven might come down, people from Holland High, whatever it might be, and you get everyone together, and you suddenly got a brand new fan base that you might not have seen if you were out playing the bars.
Right, for sure. That's really cool. And wanting to stay involved with the entire community, not just people that are going to be paying you.
Right,
Right.
absolutely.
That's really important, and
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. And that's makes sense coming from a teacher that you would
Yeah.
want that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So you both have roots here in West Michigan?
Well, I do. I grew up in Holland. Grew up, born, raised, whatever, all that fun stuff until I left to Wisconsin for college and have been there ever since. Obviously coming home frequently, but, ultimately.
I
relocated.
grew up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, and then same deal. Kind of went up to Wisconsin for school, and that's where we met.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
So you guys just found out each other were musicians, and
Yeah. Well, we went to college together at Carthage College, which is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is like halfway between Chicago and Milwaukee.
we started dating first.
Yeah, we both studied music in college, and we started dating, and we were both musicians, active with that, and all of a sudden, we kind of realized like, why aren't we doing this together?
Why aren't we doing music together?
It would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
We lived together at that point, all the different
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, like rather than driving to a rehearsal with a band and all this different stuff, I could just like grab my guitar that's right here, sit on the couch, and in between Netflix episodes, we could just, do rehearsal.
Right on. Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a perfect relationship.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, it works out. So
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how about we get to the first song?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's Charade.
Yep.
Your new
Yeah.
single, right?
Yeah.
You want to play that one first?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Yeah, I listened to it this morning. It was really awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Take it away, Blue. You are tuned in to the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area, 103.5 WAWL. This is Walk the Beat Radio. If you are just joining us, we are here with the Apollo Affair, and we just heard Charade, their new single. That was really awesome, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a really cool sound.
Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much of you before and listened to consistently, but what I have heard, it's very... I can't believe you guys are just a duo. Like, it's calling for so much more, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You showed up in a brand new shirt, and I was like, yeah, they're rockers
Yeah.
for sure. Cool.
yeah. It's something that, we've always tossed around where, oh, do we want to get a drummer? Do we want to get a bass player? Do we want to get a second guitarist? Go this full band thing. And we do. It's just a
from the
matter of,
beginning.
we've always said, like, it needs to happen organically. I don't want to, like, go out and find, like, a drummer who, like, only halfway wants to do it, and then, a year down the road, he's like, oh, I hate this, and moves on. Or, there becomes tension. I want someone that, they're like, wow, I really like what you're doing. I want to do something just like that.
Yeah,
And
who's
they
just
just
as
kind of come into the
passionate.
fold and,
Right.
have that same kind of drive. And because, I think we're both happy with where our music is at, to a degree. We're doing everything we can with what we've got. And it's a matter of
absolutely are.
and it's a matter of kind of building off of that without tearing anything away that we've already decided that we like.
Well, we've only been doing this for a couple of years too. So in that time, we've been figuring out what our sound is, and I think we've finally come to that point where we understand like the kind of music that we want to be writing, and that is best for us. So it's important to do that before we bring a bunch of other influences into the fray.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, and like we were talking a little bit off the air. Like you don't want to take away from the sound. You want to have your core, and if you start writing with a bunch of people, who knows how it can end up.
Right.
It's just more moving parts,
Absolutely.
And, I know about that. It can be so stressful. Yeah. But, and by the way, if you're hearing drums in the background, the winners of Walk the Beat from last year are next door recording. There's like 16 kids over there. So that's why I'm in the seat and not Dave Palmer.
It's just
so
our
all of you
background
know. Yeah. No, but they're cool. They're great. That's good. Well, tell me about your songwriting then. Yeah.
So it kind of varies. In the beginning, it was mostly Chris that would start out with the ideas, something on guitar that he would throw together, and I would kind of vibe on it for a while, let it speak to me, before I would put some lyrics to it, put some melodies to it. It's kind of started to evolve more where I've I guess stepped my game up. I'm not very proficient on any instrument per se. It's more of like I'll have ideas kind of come into my head, and like I can manage on a piano.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of started to evolve in that sense where I have, I guess, started to use more initiative in the songwriting process.
Yeah, there was a turning point on our last album where one of the songs, she basically came to me and said, all right, this is the exact melody I have. I know it's in this key signature. You figure out everything else. And I'm like, all right, you have chosen the color for the walls in the kitchen of a house I haven't built. And and so, I had to put everything underneath. And that's kind of where it started to go.
These are the drapes.
And at the beginning, there was that issue of communication. She's a vocalist, great writer, but I think in chords, I think in form. I think,
we think in very different
I think
ways.
vertically, she thinks horizontally when it comes to music. And so like when, she's like, oh, here's this line. Cool. We need to break it down note by note. And I got to, come up with a harmonic structure. And, it took a while to develop that communication. I mean, luckily we had a strong enough relationship personally that there was some understanding going on. But it eventually evolved. And now we're at the point where, it's kind of the, for lack of a better,
I'm
phrase.
very demanding too. I have an idea in my head of like exactly how I want it to sound, and
and
he's got to read my mind.
Right. And I'm getting better at it where I can, kind of read minds. We had a song that actually is going to be on the next album. We're going to be hitting the studio in a couple weeks here with it, and she wrote this whole part. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And at this point, I now know what she wants, so I just wrote the guitar part live when she was, doing it.
Yeah, we put it together in a day, which
That's
for us
awesome.
is like insane record time.
Well, that's
But,
really
it worked
cool.
out well, and we're out gigging that song now. But
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys play pretty equal roles then.
yeah, we definitely collaborate. I'm probably a little bit more responsible for the musical aspect, and she's more for the lyrical. But I mean, we definitely chime in. If I write something that just doesn't work, even though if I think it does, she'll let me know. And not in like a nagging wife way or something like
sucks,
that.
Chris.
But like
Start over.
But I've
Things
gotten
I've
it,
said.
and that's fine. But there have also been times, not that I'm a lyricist by any means, but I've said, yeah, that's not your best line right there. Like I'm not saying it's
like
bad.
just tweak it a little
I'm
bit.
not saying it's bad, but revisit that. In a
Which I
minute.
usually agree,
So,
yeah.
And so it's just a matter of being honest with each other, not necessarily being negative.
Yeah.
But
We don't
finding a
ever-
constructive criticism within
Yes,
the band.
there you go.
And I
Yes.
think that's something that a lot of people can take personally, because I mean, music is so close to yourself.
We're
it's
sensitive
Right.
people.
We are sensitive.
right, yeah, and that's
your passion.
that's great.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself into your music. But I think that if you're with a band and you're with people that you trust in your music, one needs to accept, even if it's difficult, that when somebody makes a criticism, it's not to bash you, it's to try to bring out the best of what you have to offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, you'll say something and it's not, this is bad, it will always be bad, why are we doing this? It's, I know you can do better.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and like we just said, artists are so sensitive, but a lot of them aren't too socially apt either.
Right.
So like when somebody tries to say that, it can come off.
We both
really
have social
negative,
anxiety.
Yeah.
It's
So-
real. We both have it.
The number of people also the number of people we've worked with in music is it's
It just
always
kinda
funny
comes with
when
the
like you hear
territory.
something, it's like, I know you didn't mean that at all
Yeah.
that way, and I'm really glad I knew you didn't mean that, because I'm going to give you a chance to go back and say that again. But and it's like, all right, and it's a lot of fun when you get to that understanding where people are strange creatures, and we can learn a lot from each other.
We're
if
all
we're
strange.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell us about this next song, Nashville. Correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this song is called Nashville because we happened to be driving through Nashville when the, I guess, idea was conceived, which was basically just a beat. And
Yeah,
yeah.
It was like basically we were driving down the road and just kind of steering wheel drum set, driving down the interstate in Nashville. I can't remember exactly where we were going at that point, but while we were on a trip, and it ended up evolving from being us doing this about 4-minute montage of Aladdin songs, mostly focusing on the song
Sung like
Prince
chickens.
Ali. Because we had lost our mind.
did
At this
Prince
point, we were in the
Ali
car for like 10 hours.
entirely with chicken noises.
Yeah, but the boom, da-da, boom, da, boom. And as it was evolving, somehow we stopped, and then I started doing this kind of like a hemiola effect that happens during the, I guess, the pre-chorus and everything, and it all came out of that, kind of bringing in a little bit of that country-ish influence on this song. I mean, maybe it's mostly just because, well, it's an acoustic guitar getting played, but
Right.
And we were
it
driving
gets
through
in there.
Nashville.
But yeah, it all kind of evolved out of that. But we were doing, this rigged system where it was like, all right, we got to remember this, and all the different layers we started writing without having any instruments because we were driving. And all right, so record that onto your phone. All right, now I have my phone. Now record that phone part with us doing that onto that.
Yeah.
Now that back over to here, and it's like 6 or 7 layers of tracks performed vocally,
Oh, wow.
like all this a cappella stuff. And we're like, all right,
trackception.
now when we get home, we've got to get out a guitar and figure out what that was. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
fun, but it ended up being a pretty neat track that we
That's so interesting.
really enjoy playing live.
So you can write that. I've never heard of anybody doing that. You can write music anywhere. Like
Oh,
if you have two
yes.
phones. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Everywhere.
Wow,
My
that's
phone
really
is
cool.
my
I mean,
lifeline.
I'm sure that
Yeah.
every sound engineer we've ever worked with would cringe to that story.
Oh,
Just
for
thinking
sure.
of-
Not at all.
But-
man. That's
I
a
mean,
great
it's-
way to remember.
Hey, man, when
yeah, I mean,
inspiration
it's better than
strikes.
nothing, but
Yeah.
definitely not pre-production.
I would like to
or
hear that. Actually, the phone.
Yeah, you guys
Gotta
should
see if we
like
can dig
throw
that
together
out.
an album. It's like old. All right, so this is Nashville by the Apollo Affair. Please enjoy.
I felt you watching, I couldn't see, but I knew you wanted control of me. I felt your claws digging at my throat. I felt you reaching down in my soul. crazy, I've gone insane. You're burning down, but I'm up in flames. You're coming closer, your teeth are bare. You think I'm shaking, but I'm not scared of your howling, hissing and growling. Baby, I'll never give in. I'm telling you no. I'm telling you no.
This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. We are here in the studio with the Apollo Affair, and they've been bringing us all sorts of goodness this morning. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good song. Nashville was really good.
Thanks.
I can't figure out quite how to describe the sound. Help me out.
We recently had someone, what was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago maybe, that finally like started to give us some comparison artists, but it was like so off the spectrum.
Yeah.
But
They
that
said
they described it.
We sound like a cross between Evanescence and Johnny Cash.
Right on.
That's a
So-
good. That's
Cool.
a compliment.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like, all right.
exactly.
I would
was
definitely
like,
take
I will
both of those.
take
Yeah.
that. Yeah, heard Evanescence before, at least for my singing, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I can see that parallel for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
something, Yeah, been kind of getting that with her voice, and she studied opera in college, getting more of that like soaring operatic voice in some of her new recordings. It's a lot of
And
fun.
also the ability to
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, and you guys do. It's like, I mean, like we keep saying, it sounds like a full band. There's so much energy in it, Like I played it first thing I woke up this morning. I played Charade, and I was like, yep, definitely awake. Don't get coffee. I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Did you guys have any guest musicians on your record?
That was just us.
No, that was just
I
us.
layered the tracks, but yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, I should say there's a very minor shaker in there that is programmed in, I believe,
for
from
sure,
our
yeah.
producer Eric, who recorded it for us. So
Nice.
Yeah, he did an awesome
Yeah.
job.
So what's your philosophy like as a duo with overdubs and all that? Because I know people get really torn about it.
Yeah. We've always wanted to. We put on an energetic show when we're performing, and
Very.
when we're live, we sound a lot more than just a duo. Like, I mean, even though yes, there's a guitar and there's vocals,
More than the sum of your parts.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And because of that, we always try to bring that into the studio and do a little bit more with it. In our early recording experiences, we just did straight from what our live experience was, which was guitar, some vocals, and you're done.
Yeah.
It doesn't really translate in the studio as big as it might in a room. And so that's something that we started to fill out a little bit more. Now, I don't ever want to like write a bass part that like comes across like Flea, you know, and like where it's like that's the focus of the song, because if I don't have a bass player to play it, that song is missing something now. When you
Right.
hear
We
it
don't want it
live.
to be
Absolutely.
misrepresentative
You know, like
of
in
what we are.
In Charade, there are some just some very simple leads that are put in over the chorus.
Some little enhancements.
Yeah, and it's just a texture. It's not something that like if you were to hear it live without it, you're going, what happened?
You're
to the
like, what song
The
is
essence
this?
of the song is gone. So that's, you know, what we try to go for is to only put enough in there to balance out the energy that we feel comes from a live performance.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's exactly the answer I was looking for. Yeah, for a
Yay.
personal question too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did
that's,
it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there are so many bands that I've heard, you know, seen live, and I'm like, oh, that was amazing, so much energy. And then I get their album, and this is especially true with like various like jam bands that I've seen live, where I get the album like, wow, that sounds like they recorded in the most sterile room of all time. There is no life in that. And like,
or vice versa. You also get vice versa.
where, you know, there might be a really well produced album, and then you go and see them live. It's like, wow, I can tell they paid someone really well to get that studio
Yep.
working the way they did. And it's a shame either way, you know, if the album is a discredit to their live performance, or if their performance is a discredit to their album. And we try to make sure that it's balanced.
Yeah.
And, you know, that way, hopefully, if people find us through just finding our music online and they see us live,
Both are equally important.
they enjoy it still when they come and see us, hopefully eventually. But
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what's going to set you apart too. I mean, very naturally, you know. That's cool. So tell me about this campaign you guys are doing.
So this week we are actually going to commence with a Kickstarter campaign, and we're treating it kind of more as a pre-order for our new album, which is going to be coming out in the beginning of June. So the Kickstarter is going to run from March 14th until April 18th. And we are, like I said, treating it more as a pre-order. So we have a goal of $3,000 that we would like to reach. Chris and I are already investing much more than that in putting it all together. As you know, as we should. We don't want to make the people who have supported us all this time and who have been loyal to us to feel as though they are being taken for granted or taking advantage of. So we have some very realistic reward tiers involved. But so yeah, this is going to be the push for the new album, which is going to be Start the Fire. And yeah.
yeah, as Megan was saying, we're treating it like a pre-order in the sense that, yes, it's a crowdfunding campaign,
But they
We're-
get something.
right? And
You're getting-
every reward
yeah.
tier is basically like if you just
You're
bought
getting
that
something
merch at a
tangible.
show. So, you know, it's not like, hey, you paid $1,000 to come to a band rehearsal, when somebody could do that if they brought a 6-pack of beer, you know. And like it's
Yep.
you know, it's
Yeah.
like it's, you know, just trying to balance out where it's, you know, if you're going to give us $10, you're going to get a copy of the album. But,
Right.
you know, that's fair. That's what
I've
you would pay if
studied
you
a
got it
lot.
from us anyway.
Yeah, we've studied a lot of different artists' Kickstarter campaigns, and you know, there have been a lot of things that I've seen that I understand from the point of like you need to make a profit, but it just never sat very well with either of us. Because yeah, we didn't want to be handing out like just thank you notes for $1, you know.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, if you are even only able to donate us $1 for the campaign, for example, like you're gonna get Charade, which is what you would pay if you were to just buy the single. So it makes sense.
That's really cool. That's a
Where
nice
do
business
Where do
model.
people go to find out about
If
this?
you go to theapolloaffair.com, or any of our social media sites, if you look for The Apollo Affair, you'll be able to find tons of information.
We're all
on
over
that.
the internet.
Find us on
All up in that,
any
baby.
social media network you can name.
All of
You
them.
know, keep
Even
track of us
Tumblr.
that way. Even Tumblr.
Even Tumblr.
They're on Snapchat.
We are
We are
on
on
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Are you really?
We
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's actually becoming a more
on
popular
Snapchat.
thing.
we
Yeah,
are.
that's cool.
We are shameless.
It's
Like,
becoming a more popular thing for
Yeah.
musicians and
I-
celebrities.
Yeah. It's,
How? I'm not like trying
Well,
to mock
it's
you or
kind of-
whatever, but just really like.
I mean, it's kind of cool when you think about it because, like, the artists, for example, that I follow, on Snapchat, like you can post things just directly to your story. So you'll get a lot of like behind the scenes things of like their day-to-day life. You'll see like behind the scenes for them going out on the road and doing shows and recording and things like that. So it's kind of cool to get those like little snippets of exclusive things, you know?
And, the exclusivity of it, because, it's there for 5 seconds and it's gone.
Right.
Where like, if we put something out there that's a 10-second teaser of something we're doing in the studio, that's really great for somebody who's keeping track of that, but no one else is going to hear that until the album's out, or anything along those lines. That it's encouraging fans to be engaged with us in real time.
Yeah,
like
you're more
right
like
then,
a real
right
person.
There. It's.
Are you guys on Instagram too?
Oh yeah.
How do you make both of those work for you? Because they seem like kind of the same thing to me.
Well,
except
Instagram
Snapchat,
once you put it on there, it's on there. But Snapchat's not. So they're very different in that sense. Instagram and Twitter are a lot more popular with like our generation and younger. Not as many of them use Facebook. They prefer Twitter, they prefer Instagram, because when you think about it, we're a society that we care very much, increasingly so, about visual aspects of things. So the nice part about Instagram is that like you can go scroll through and like you think about, even if you scroll through on Facebook, like the things that stand out that you're looking for, that your eye goes to automatically, are photos, they're videos.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's nice in that respect.
Yeah, I like, we're talking about different demographics for social media networks. I feel that, a few years ago, it was more than a few now, when Facebook opened up to no longer just being college students.
That
I
was
feel
a while ago.
7 or 8 years ago, probably at this point. There was I think that was like this cutoff on which age was going to view the social media networks as what. And I think that's where everyone that at that point that was already on Facebook, those people were stuck on Facebook. That is just the way their life is going to be. Okay. College age and older at that point, where like they're going to love Facebook and they're going to stick with that. And other people can join Facebook, but like, then other people get involved with, Twitter and Instagram. I read a recent statistic that was talking about like, it's like, these little like 8-year windows or something in age, where it's like right now, it's like ages like 25 and up, the most popular, or maybe it's like 27 and up is, most popular social network is Facebook, and then like the ages like 27 to like 19 are Twitter, and then
Twitter,
18 and below is Instagram.
It's Instagram.
And it's just reaching different markets, and it's great. Like being able to kind of diversify in that way.
Yeah, gotta know your
We got
market.
one more song. We should do another song.
We should do another song.
I think so.
I was gonna let him finish talking.
Yeah,
Chris, let's do another song.
Chris is in a very talkative mood.
Yeah, Chris, wrap it up. All right.
Got to play that reward show music.
Well, cool. Well, our next song by the Apollo Affair is called Fever, and that is a title track to your most recently released album.
Yep.
Correct.
Cool. And it's a great song, so please do listen very intently.
You better start running, 'cause when I walk out that door, I'm gonna make you hurt in ways you never dreamed I could before. I'm gonna make you want it, gonna make you scream my name. And when I get you on your back, you're never gonna be the same. Don't let me get under your skin. Oh baby, don't invite me in. take it all away. Take it all away. Just take me, take it all away. And take it all away. Just take me, take it all away. And take it all away. Just take me, take it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't let me get under your skin. Oh, baby, don't invite me in. 'Cause I've got that fever that you crave. And you know that I'm gonna misbehave. Don't let me get under your skin. Oh, baby, don't invite me in. 'Cause I've got that fever that you crave. And you know that I'm gonna misbehave if you get too close to me.
All right. This is Walk the Beat Radio, 103.5 WAWL. Sorry, I just had to be a dork. I have to be a dork. Can we keep it? All right. We're here with the Apollo Affair, and they have brought us such goodness today. Thank you, guys. You guys are fantastic musicians.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, such power for a duo. Really, I'm glad you guys are getting on the road and, like, getting to share it with people. So where can we find out where you guys are going to be at?
If you go to theapolloaffair.com or follow us on any of our social media networks, we are relentlessly promoting all of the things we're doing, you know, as any
Yes.
musician probably should or would.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's show dates, and we are constantly announcing more, and we're in the process of announcing all of our summer tour dates as well right now.
Yes, but
very
we'll
nice.
actually we'll be back here pretty soon. We'll be back
in
here
a couple weeks,
in
playing
Montague.
Oh, cool. Booknook.
Booknook, yeah. That place up. Love that place.
Yeah.
So
Good people
that's
up
what,
there.
the 26th, right?
25th, 26th. I don't
Yeah.
know. This is really bad.
Just go on the internet.
26,
Everything's
Find it
on the
online.
internet. Everything's on the internet. But yeah, we'll be rolling back through here.
Well, thank you, David Darling, for doing our video. Thanks, Blue Van Dyke, for being my wingman and sound man. You do
What
so
up?
well. You know, thanks to Mr. Chrysler for letting us use the space. And man, this is good. Don't forget, everybody. Listen local.
The Walk the Beat radio show is recorded in Grand Haven, Michigan. Production and engineering provided by Blue Van Dyke. Featuring your host, Dave Palmer.